Here's something most people don't realize: averages can be misleading. They look neat and simple in a report, but they often hide more than they reveal. If you rely only on the mean value, you could completely miss the story your data is really telling. When we collect data, the first instinct is to calculate the average. Average income, average satisfaction, average time spent. It feels logical, one number that represents the whole. And honestly, it makes reporting easy. But here's the catch: real people aren't average. Averages smooth over the peaks and valleys, and in doing so, they can distort reality. That's why smart researchers always look beyond the mean. How averages can mislead? Let me give you an example. Imagine a neighborhood where 9 people earn $40,000 a year, and one person earns $1 million. The average income comes out to about $130,000. But is that an accurate reflection of most people's lives there? Not at all. Or think about customer satisfaction. Suppose half your customers rate you 10 out of 10, and the other half give you a 1. The average is 5. On paper, that looks like lukewarm satisfaction. But in reality, you've got a group of loyal promoters and a group of angry detractors. The average completely hides the divide. I've seen companies celebrate average results, only to be blindsided later because the extremes told a different story. So, if averages can be misleading, what should you look at instead? Distributions. Look at the full spread of responses. A histogram can reveal clusters, gaps, or outliers that an average conceals. Medians. The middle value often paints a more realistic picture, especially when outliers exist. Segmentation. Break the data into subgroups by age, income, location, behavior. You'll often find sharp differences between groups that the average blurs out. Here's the point: one number is never the whole story. You need to see the shape of the data. Let's put this into practice. A retail chain may find its average basket size is growing. But when they segment the data, they discover the growth is only in urban stores. Rural stores are flat, which completely changes the investment strategy. A hospital may look at average recovery times for a treatment. But if some patients recover in days while others struggle for weeks, the average hides critical information doctors need for planning care. A travel company might see an average satisfaction score of 7. But a closer look shows younger travelers are rating 5, while older ones rate 9. That's not an average problem, that's a segmentation problem. Averages are like looking at a mountain range and only reporting the midpoint altitude. You miss the peaks, the valleys, and the entire shape of the landscape. Patterns matter more than a single summary. And distributions, medians, and subgroup analysis give you the real story that averages blur away. So here's the bottom line: averages are useful, but they're only the starting point. Never stop there. Always check the distribution. Always compare the median. And whenever possible, segment your data to uncover the differences that actually drive decisions. Because in research, the truth is rarely in the middle, it's in the details hiding underneath. This was another video in the Market Research and AMP Data Insights series. Keep learning, keep shining, and always remember, averages may simplify, but they rarely tell the full story.